Augusta here from the new face of finance. So this is a short video to give you an idea of something you could do to have a break while we are suffering all these mega restrictions during the lockdown period because of this COVID-19 pandemic. Now, we're entrepreneurs, so it's not really just about saving money, but it's also about just being able to have a break and not being away from your businesses for too long. Earlier this year, we left the country and then had issues getting back in. And we've got quite a lot of commitments at the moment. You know, there's a lot of challenges in the economy, and we are in the process of growing our businesses and taking it through the first winter with COVID-19. So although we wanted a quick break, what we didn't want to do is spend a long time away, and we didn't want to break the bank. So we left where we stay in Margate and travelled an hour by train over to Maidestone and stayed over at the Mercure Grand Danes Hotel, which we'd previously stayed at, and actually pre-COVID it was quite a good stay. The hotel benefits from a number of facilities, including gym, pool. They do have a jacuzzi and sauna and steam room, but you can't use those at the moment because of COVID. And the deal itself is quite competitive. I believe it's just under £70 per person for 2 nights, and you get a 3-course or 2-course meal, a dinner on the night that you arrive, and you have breakfast included in the cost of that, plus your hotel room and access to the facilities on offer. So it's actually a really competitive deal, which is why we thought we'd have a look at it. This stay was okay. I mean, it kind of fit the benefit of what we were trying to achieve with trying to keep costs down and not be too far from home. We just needed a break, a change of scenery. I think the great thing about moving, going over to Maidestone, the grounds themselves, there's no amazing historical figures. You don't feel the pressure to go out and find what's going on. So, we just wanted a relaxing couple of days. The hotel room itself is kind of nice, if I'm honest. I think that the facilities that we offer are probably to a slightly higher, more modernized standard. But I guess the benefit that we have of being here instead of just staying at home is that we're away from work and we can just spend some time talking, strategizing and just having a rest. So obviously when I'm talking about our facilities versus their facilities, I'm talking about the room and the bathrooms as opposed to the gym and a sauna and a swimming pool. Of course, we don't have those in our houses. We also have the added benefit of being close to the sea and close to a lot of local amenities and shops, which is quite hard to access here without getting a taxi or if you're not driving. Also, we've driven in the area and there just aren't that many shops around. It's like a petrol station here and there, and obviously if you're trying to find a restaurant that's not on site, you're going to suffer the usual COVID related restrictions. How was the service? By and large it was okay. I think their usual demographic is older and white, which meant that a lot of the time we felt that we were kind of looked over a bit, which wasn't nice. But there was one guy from an ethnic minority background actually who was quite supportive. It was quite nice, especially during the dinner, especially during the meal times. Okay, so it's important to note that I'm not being sponsored or paid by Mercure Great Danes for this video. It's just an insight into what we did and why we decided to come here. As I say, good price, we know the area, we know the hotel, we needed some time to just get away from work for a couple of days have a break, change your scenery, and just have a conversation without loads of interruptions. As well as the facilities, the area itself is surrounded by quite a lot of greenery. There's some pretty peacocks on the site. You can see there's a peacock, a female one. There is a male. So if you wanted to go for a walk around, it's quite a good spot just to get some fresh air. They also provide a TV with Freeview, nothing fancy, no YouTube, no Netflix, but all your standard Freeview / terrestrial channels on there. Obviously, being in the middle of the pandemic and with lots of new restrictions being imposed, there were quite strict rules about mask wearing. So in all the communal areas and all the lobbies, you had to wear a mask. So, you know, wear a mask when you check in at reception, wear a mask when you go to the restaurant, even though when you're sitting on your table, you can take off the mask. You wear a mask to the gym, but obviously when you work out, you're swimming, you can take off the mask. So there was a lot of that. Check-in's about 3 p.m, check-out 11 a.m. They had restrictions on the number of people that could use the gym and the pool at the same time, which was totally fine by us. So apart from the old people, most of the guests staying at the hotel are here for work. So cablemen and bricklayers and electricians, that kind of stuff, who are working in the area and need somewhere to stay. As you get towards winter, that tends to happen with hotels and serviced accommodation properties, where a lot of the people who are staying at your property have come to stay for work. Holiday season effectively ends as people save up and gear up towards Christmas. And then, of course, food, room service. So we didn't bring the car with us this time. We just wanted to travel light, which meant that, you know, you couldn't really drive off the premises, and taxis are a bit more expensive than they are in Margate, so you don't want to waste a lot of unnecessary money. And by the time you get a taxi out and come back in, you might as well just have ordered something on the internet or room service. So we spent quite a bit on room service, which was fine. Room service ended about 10 p.m. Apparently there's some new rule at the moment where for some reason after 10 p.m. COVID is more virile, so pubs are closed, restaurants don't serve food anymore, takeaways can't deliver, so 10 p.m. was the latest time to order room service. The prices were competitive enough, you know, they're similar to the prices if you were going to just order food online using Just Eat or Uber Eats. So we just checked out and the total room service bill came to about £63, which I think was quite reasonable given the number of times that we ordered food and drink. I think Nick only ordered alcohol once. I didn't drink while I was here over these 2 days. Portions, depending on the meals, were okay. Room service was quicker than getting something online, so that's what we did for a lot of our stay here. So there you go, a convenient and low-cost way to have a break if you're an entrepreneur or if you're anyone during this COVID period. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video.